If you like movies, stick around for Saturday's action on Cinemax. A beautiful reporter puts her life on the line in the sexy thriller Dance with Death. Next.
Because blonde ambition has always been fashionable, and handsome leading men never go out of style, there's Cinemax. Because great directors are as legendary as their films, and provocative films are made all over the world, there's Cinemax. Because everyone likes a good laugh, a good song, and a good ape movie now and then.
Of course!
There's Cinemax. So if you like movies, you'll love December on Cinemax, the best movie network on TV.
He could charm anything.
The room shook when he laughed.
Like a thunder.
As a child prodigy, Orson Welles excelled in everything.
There just seemed to be no limit to what I could do.
By the age of 25, he had directed and starred in what has been called the greatest film of all time.
Rosebud.
But by the age of 30, he was an outcast in Hollywood.
I think a lot of his problems in his career were caused by the Rio incident.
It was an appalling accident.
We are deeply shocked and deeply regretful.
Despite 40 years of controversy and criticism, Welles never lost his love for making movies.
He left America and went to Europe to make pictures there.
He never gave up.
Crazy about the movies, Orson Welles, what went wrong?
I made essentially a mistake in staying in movies.
Premieres Thursday, December 3rd.
It's the mistake I can't regret because it's like saying I shouldn't have stayed married to that woman, but I did because I love her.
This is Max. Please leave a message at the tone.
Hello, Max. It's Frances Sternhagen. Can't wait to see you on November 23rd, the night Doc Hollywood plays on Cinemax. So long. Oh, P.S. Give my best to your darling mom.
Frances Sternhagen on POV Max, Monday, November 23rd.
When there's a riveting and powerful story to be told about an important man in American history, Hollywood scrambles to bring it to the big screen. But one such story about an important black man in American history took 27 years to be told.
Why, you can't even get drugs in Harlem without the white man's permission. You can't get prostitution in Harlem without the white man's permission. You can't get gambling in Harlem without the white man's permission. Oh, I say and I say it again, you've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Nearly 30 years after the assassination of the controversial and charismatic civil rights activist Malcolm X, director Spike Lee, who also shoulders producing, writing, and acting credits, collaborates with Academy Award winner Denzel Washington to finally bring the potent legacy of Malcolm X, a.k.a. El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz, to the forefront.
Before there was any such thing as a Jew or a Christian, we were black people. In fact, before there was any such place as America, we were black.
Who was Malcolm X? Malcolm X was this guy who they think was saying all white people are blue-eyed devils. This guy's anti-Semitic, he's preaching violence, he's one of these crazy Muslims. Why are they gonna make a movie about somebody like that, who they feel is somebody like that? Not 20 years ago, and when a guy's been dead and buried 20 years, he's not potentially dangerous. And with the rise in popularity of Malcolm, and then with Denzel's box office clout, you know, what I can do, it became economically feasible.
Father only means that you're taking care of your children. That's what it is to be a father. Father doesn't mean that you're having some babies. Anybody can have a baby. Having a baby does not make you a father.
When you find out where you've been, then you have a decent chance of figuring out where you're headed. You know, that's something I've learned from him.
Based on the autobiography of Malcolm X as told to the late Alex Haley, the film eloquently lays out Malcolm's complex life. But since its inception, it has been steeped in rumors of power struggles, money shortages, and more recently, the battle over the ownership of the symbol X. However, according to members of the cast and Malcolm's eldest daughter, Atala Shabazz, the message hasn't been tarnished.
I'm glad it's done, and I'm just hopeful that while people are sitting there with their seatbelts on, you know, preparing themselves for whatever they think of my father, that after a while they release the belt and they relax in their seat and they realize that they are part of the same story.
You're not an American. You're an African who happens to be an American. You have to understand the difference. We didn't come over on the Nita, the Pinta, and the whatchamacallit. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Angela Bassett, whose credits include John Singleton's Boys in the Hood, portrays Malcolm's wife, Betty Shabazz.
No one as young as you should be so serious. Became more aware of Malcolm as a human being and not just the figure up on the podium, you know, all the speeches and, you know, and the rhetoric and the strength and the charisma, but what he was like behind closed doors, the humor and the passion and the compassion of this man.
We demand to see Brother Johnson.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the minister for Muslim Temple number 7.
Never heard of you.
Where is he?
Nobody here by that name. Wait a second. What is your name, fella?
Don't worry about what my name is.
11, 12 years ago, I did a play about Malcolm X that was well received. When I did that play, I basically read the autobiography and maybe looked at a couple of tapes or whatever. But this go around, I had the opportunity to see how he affected the people around him. You know?
People like Malcolm's widow, Dr. Betty Shabazz, who says it's just recently that she's been able to watch Washington play her late husband.
I've had to developmentally deal with my husband's absence in stages, so that I was very pleased in my own heart that this young man was doing an excellent job with the speeches and the play that he was in. But I could not see him, so that I was very pleased that I could sit through the film. I thought I was a big girl. I patted my own self on the back.
Although Dr. Shabazz was a consultant on the film, Washington says he was reluctant to ask too many personal questions about her life.
She has a relationship with him that no one has. And I respect that, and I was very sensitive to that. So I kind of shied away. I didn't want to sit down and pry and just make her relive, you know, some awful, probably awful times.
If I had a wand, I would wave that and put my life back together and then make sure that his agenda was fully implemented.
Malcolm, are you prepared to go to the United Nations at this point and ask that charges be brought against the United States for its treatment of the American Negroes?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
When the film went over budget, Warner Brothers balked and refused to give Lee more money. Lee says if he had a wand, he too would have done things differently.
I would have gone to Michael Jordan quicker. Mike, Magic, Bill Cosby, Oprah. I wouldn't have waited as long.
In theaters now.
If you like movies, stick around for Saturday's action on Cinemax. A beautiful reporter puts her life on the line in the sexy thriller Dance with Death. Next.
I'm looking forward to working with some of the finest singers in the world.
What happens when one of Wagner's greatest operas
Tannhäuser
is besieged by temperamental tenors,
Members of the chorus are chewing gum.
starstruck sopranos,
I'd like to kiss you.
bigoted baritones,
Nazi.
and songbirds in love?
I'm not as free as you are, Karen.
Freedom is inside. Yeah.
Get out of my home! Get out!
Glenn Close.
You are my greatest love.
In the Cinemax exclusive premiere.
Fantastic.
Meeting Venus. Tomorrow on Cinemax.
From Bruce Beresford, director of Driving Miss Daisy, comes the kind of captivating film you'd expect to see on Cinemax, the best movie network on TV.
This great road will make you all rich.
West Africa, 1923, a society on the road to sweeping change.
Why should they be civilized?
Because all men like to be civilized.
And one man is caught between cultures.
You can't help what you are, can you?
Yes, sir.
Forced to become a master of manipulation.
You have committed embezzlement and forgery.
You'd steal the smell off a goat, but I pay it back.
With tragic results.
You, my good friend, Mr. Rudbeck. I did it all for you.
A simple man who finds there's no turning back on the road of destiny.
I guilty. Don't plead guilty. Not guilty.
Pierce Brosnan, Edward Woodward, and Maynard Isiashi as Mr. Johnson. On Cinemax.
Get some action on Saturday nights at 11:30 on Cinemax. Coming up next, a killer stalks a reporter on a hotter-than-hot assignment.
What are you gonna do, strip?
Dance with Death. Coming soon to Saturday Action. Fireworks and non-stop excitement from a lady on a mission. Cynthia Rothrock battles the bad guys in China O'Brien 2. Steven Seagal's teaching the bad guys no one is above.